Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back for Special Forces World's Toughest Test. And the recruits were down to their last 2 episodes before the end of their assignment. And we are ready to go. Here back with us, of course, the great Jenny Autumn. Jenny, how are you?
Rob, they warned us that the last leg of this test was going to be the toughest, and only the strongest could survive. And I truly feel like I am being tested more than ever. This episode really pushed me to my limits. But I am not a quitter. I got
We're
some
not.
Hannah Brown spirit in me,
Mhm.
and somehow I am still here. Probably because of you, I would say.
Yeah.
I can't let you down, but wow.
Appreciate
It,
that.
this last leg is
A little bit of a slog here in the home
yeah,
stretch, but we're committed. We're committed, and
we
so
are.
we are here for this one. And then next week is the finale. It looks like maybe the finale might pick up a little bit because it looks like that they're going to be captured and tortured. So we have that coming up next week.
Yeah, coming up next week, capture and torture. Join
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, I believe the phrase is called torture porn.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're
So if
gonna
you're into
see
that,
next
join
week.
us.
Yes.
Get
Okay.
ready.
All right. This is not a deep fake. These are real celebrities getting the torture porn done to
Yeah.
them.
This
Okay.
is not AI.
Yes.
This is apparently real and
Mm-hmm.
but also still traumatizing.
Although you can't
So
spell special without AI.
that is a good
Very
point.
true. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll get into all of this. Okay, Jenny. Other than Special Forces World's Toughest Test, how are you?
I'm great. We're in the middle of a wild winter
Yeah,
storm
are you getting a
here.
bad storm, a blizzard?
Yeah, we got lots of snow yesterday here in southern Ontario, and then it turned to freezing rain. So now there's like a nice sheet of ice on top of all the snow we got.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very dangerous
Okay.
and treacherous conditions.
All right.
So
Well, don't go
I'm
anywhere.
staying inside.
Stay
Yeah,
here to talk about Special Forces World's Toughest Test. You know,
nowhere I'd rather be.
maybe look, let's reward the people who show up. Should we talk a little bit about what we want to do next after Special Forces World's Toughest
Sure.
Test? Okay,
Yeah,
because let's
and
not.
I will
Yeah.
say we called upon people last time. We said, "What are there 5 people still watching this show?"
Yes, we have more than 5.
More than 5. Definitely more than
Hmm.
5. People were commenting, people were reaching out on social media. We see you, we appreciate
We
you.
appreciate you.
You are honestly superstars for not only like listening to our podcast, which I very much appreciate, but you're also still watching the show to have the context for it. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
you're sick,
round of
but
applause.
we
You are
appreciate you.
sick. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But we are as well. So, we're in this
Okay.
together.
So coming up next week is the finale of Special Forces World's Toughest Test, but it's been heavily advertised that following that is going to be the premiere of Fox's Farmer Wants a Wife.
Yes, and I feel like they've been really pushing, like, on social media. I've noticed that, like, even the Joe Millionaire, Twitter account has started, like, retweeting stuff about, Farmer Wants a Wife. They're like, all sorts of stuff on Twitter. So I think Fox is very excited about Farmer Wants a Wife.
Yeah. Okay. And so they are very pumped up for Farmer Wants a Wife. We will bring you coverage of Farmer Wants a Wife. But Jenny, it would be great though. You know, sometimes we talk about these shows and maybe like in the case of Special Forces World's Toughest Test, I don't know. We don't want to quit podcasting,
No.
but you know, sometimes that the shows like fail to continue to capture our imagination. It would be amazing if there was like some way that we could, all right, let tap out of a show and find another
VW.
show.
Yeah.
VW.
Yeah, like, sometimes you're watching Special Forces and I want to yell, "Epic fail! You
Mhm.
muppet!" Like, that's how I feel sometimes, but, I have been taught, not to give up, and also, if it meant that we didn't get this weekly time together to
Mhm.
chat, I would be lost
Yeah.
personally,
All right, well
speechless.
let's keep talking. Let's keep talking about ideas for what to do, just in case like an escape hatch, in case a farmer wants a wife is a bust, and we want to
Mhm.
figure out a different show to be podcasting about. So let's talk that through. But in the meantime, finale of Special Forces coming up next week, and then we will talk about the premiere of Farmer Wants a Wife coming up I believe it's on March 8th. All right, we're down to the final 48 hours of selection here. I feel like that the last day, kind of a slow, I was gonna say a slower day, but they did try to drown them, and then ultimately they got kidnapped at nighttime. So it was, I guess it turned
It's
out to
not
be a busy,
nothing.
it was a busy day. Day
Like, when
9.
you say it, it sounds absolutely bonkers, but based on what
Mhm.
we have experienced over the last, like, what, 2 months of or almost 2 months of watching this show, it's like, it didn't feel that bad. It was like, "Oh, yeah, well,
Mhm.
yeah, they just tried to drown them. They tied the they bound their arms and legs and then, you know, put them underwater, and then also they attacked them and captured them." But like compared to all the other stuff, it actually didn't seem that intense. It was a little bit more subdued compared
Mhm.
to some of these episodes, which is just insane when you say it out loud.
Jenny, this episode ended with everybody being captured. Team
Yes.
Alpha and Team Bravo being captured by the what was
Enemy
it called? The
forces.
enemy
I don't
forces.
know. They had a bunch of names for it.
The
I
hunting
can't
team.
hunt. Yeah, there were dogs, helicopters,
Yeah, Hunter Force.
Hunter
Yeah,
Force. Sure.
yeah. The Aqua Teen Hunter Force.
Hunter Force
And
sounds like a brand you'd find in like a Bass Pro Shops or something like that.
check out
Or it's
Hunter Force.
or it honestly like sounds like maybe one of the names of like the farmers on
Mhm.
Farmer Wants a Wife. Like, it's like I'm Hunter Force. Like, that's what I'm seeing coming.
Well, I'm looking to be Mrs. Force.
Yeah.
Okay. Jenny, so my question for you is, was it possible for Team Alpha or Team Bravo to not get captured? Like, could Team Alpha or Team Bravo have done such a good job they would not have gotten captured at the end of the episode?
Yeah, so this is what I was wondering because I thought that the aim to pass the task, because we're always looking for the pass. We don't want an epic fail. We don't want to be a Muppet. I thought the point was to escape capture. But ultimately, I think because they set up this whole story that they need to have for when they get captured, that no matter what, they were going to get captured.
Mhm.
And I think ultimately what we saw was the aim was still to get to like the end of like the maze, or like the trek they had to go on, like hitting all of the points they needed to
Right.
do. But ultimately, like when they got to the end, they were still going to be captured. And I
Mhm.
think that that's what we saw, but I don't know if it was clear to them whether that was how it was going to end. But,
Right.
like, what was the point of telling them, the story, like, setting up the story that we're gonna see next
Oh,
week, like,
yeah.
if they weren't gonna all need it? And also because
Right.
we saw Dwight and
Carly.
Carly get into the back of the truck, which I assume was the
You would have thought,
uh
"Oh, we made it."
destination, but
Not
then
so
they still
fast.
came and captured them. So I honestly think at this point, like, no matter what, you were getting captured. It was more so just like you still try to finish the task, because if it weren't a test where we're going to capture you anyway because we need to do that test, that if they would have passed and not gone captured if that wasn't the next
Yeah, I
thing.
guess potentially, like, you could have been so good that even the Hunter Force couldn't have found you, but I feel like that the camera people following you probably slow you
Yeah,
down.
right. Like, there's so many times where it's like, turn your light off. It's like, honey, I'm pretty sure there are camera people right next to you with
Mhm.
giant lights. Like, how are we seeing you right now?
Mhm.
So I don't know if it was just well, we should turn our flashlights off because like you're gonna get Billy telling you that you're a massive idiot because you had your flashlight on. Even though like the hunting force, they would have found you no matter what. You have a camera crew
No
behind
matter
you.
what. Yeah. A lot is riding on the finale of you being captured. So I
Yeah.
think that
What
that
are they
was
gonna
gonna be a
do
foregone
to
conclusion.
like if truly they let Dwight and Carly off the hook because they technically, got through and we just get a finale where the only two people that are going to get interrogated and have this whole last phase is just Danny and Hannah, which I mean, two people that have at least been entertaining enough on the season, sure. But like, that's not how you want to end the season. You only have 4
No.
people left. You're not going to like include all of them because so I think that no matter what, you were getting captured, but it was
all
like
y'all are getting captured.
Yeah,
Okay, all
like,
y'all are
listen.
getting tortured.
Yeah, be
Mike
ready
Piazza
for
tapped
it.
out at the right time. Right.
Yeah, it's just a matter of when and where they capture you. But you are getting captured. You're getting that bag back on your head, baby, and we're taking you and putting you in a box. Apparently, based on what I saw for the previews of next week.
Yeah,
So,
they're throwing you in the hole coming up next week.
Yeah, there's no escaping this.
All right, so that's how the day ended. But let's go back to the beginning and talk about how we got here. Okay.
Yeah.
So only 4 people are left, and they sort of are teasing about how the hardest challenge yet is to come, escape, and evade capture. That's going to be ultimately what we're doing. But first, let's go to the watering hole for a little thing we call drown proofing.
Yes. Drown proofing by essentially drowning them. I don't know. They made this seem like it was going to be very intense and scary. And spoiler, it's not that. Didn't seem that bad. I personally don't think that I would have done well. It's not something I would be looking to do. But in the grand scheme of things, I think I would rather do this than be gassed. I don't know. Wild take.
Sure.
Like, how is this getting harder? You just put them in the water and it's deep. It's deep enough that their head goes underwater. But it's not so deep that they can't land on the bottom of the like watering hole or pond or whatever the hell it is, and then propel themselves back up to the surface. So it's like, it's not that dangerous. It's not the ocean.
It's not the ocean, right? I don't think you could do this if you were on the bottom of the ocean and then jump up.
I don't think so. I think that they're definitely dying if you do this in the ocean.
Yes, but apparently this is a real thing, drown proofing. It's a method for surviving in disaster scenarios without sinking or drowning. Okay. This class was once required at the Georgia Institute of Technology.
What?
Okay.
Where are you reading this?
It's on Google.
Oh my gosh.
Search drown proofing.
Why are they doing this at the Georgia Institute for Technology?
Maybe not anymore.
What is it, like hazing?
Maybe. Okay. All right. So Hannah Brown. Okay. Now she is coming off of that. She infamously got to get out of being gassed because of her asthma. And so Hannah Brown tells us that she doesn't like it when she can't breathe. Same.
I'm not a fan of it either. So I feel you, girl. I am a big fan of breathing. Yeah. Really enjoy it. I would like to continue to do it. Yeah. But here's the thing. She does have asthma. She explains that when she feels like she has to really struggle to take a deep breath, that it kind of will trigger an asthma attack because she's panicking and she's not able to, like, I don't really understand the science behind asthma, but it's it's harder for her to get that deeper breath. And so this is a very sensible fear, I suppose, but when you put it as I don't like it when I can't breathe, it's like, yes, of course you don't. But it's just like we were talking about this last week. They always put like one of the weakest people or the people that are going to struggle with this particular task first. Like, how many times has Hannah gone first at this point?
Yeah,
she went first last time too when she had to climb the rope into the helicopter and she couldn't do that either. Why are they constantly making an example of this poor girl? She has the best attitude left of these 4 people, and they even acknowledge this. And they're like, "Oh, let's put the girl with asthma who is the only non-athlete here. Let's try to drown her first."
Look, it happens. Okay,
and she's fine. Like this woman is very
well.
poised.
The producers know of like, okay, we gotta like, like we need our because we need our first person to go and fail, and then we need a montage, and then maybe somebody at the end we're gonna highlight. That's how it works.
Yeah. And so that was our person, was Hannah.
Yeah. So Jenny, they're gonna wear her down with the weighted vest first. That's the step 1.
So you put on the weighted vest, and then you swim across the pond or watering hole or whatever it is to the wall. So it already tires you out because I can't imagine swimming with a weighted vest is very easy. So this is already taking Hannah out because she has issues with breathing, and this is some laborious swimming she's doing with a freaking weighted vest. Keep in mind, you are being shouted at the entire time. Don't think that there's ever a moment where you're not being shouted at. You're being shouted at as you try to swim with this weighted vest. So
for sure. Yeah.
yeah. Of
Okay.
course.
And so that she basically gets her hands and feet tied, and she goes down, and then she unties her hands and then jumps up.
Yeah, she gets down there. She's like, "F this," unties her hands and goes back up. Yeah. So yeah, they bound their arms and legs together so that they are unable to move, and then you're supposed to go under the water, and then come back up, take a breath, exhale as you go down, go back up. And I don't know how many times they want you to do that. It was unclear to me, maybe like 3 times, and then you pass.
Until they
but
stay.
As soon as she went down, she's like, hell no. She unties herself and goes back up.
But ultimately, she is going to do it.
Yeah, they gave her another chance. Yeah, and she did it. Okay.
Well, here comes Dwight Howard, and he doesn't like the water. And we're like, okay, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard says, if I die, give that letter to my kids.
Yeah, that was convenient that they did that. He's like, yeah, I already have a letter written to my kids. So,
but he said it unironically. I kind of felt bad for him. Like,
yeah, no, I think that, I mean, this is genuinely like something terrifying for him. I think that if this was in the ocean, first of all, you couldn't do this exact test in the ocean, I think, because you're not going to reach the bottom. But I don't think that, I think that maybe the fact that it was like a more controlled water situation, maybe he was a little less, I think there's a chance that he wouldn't have done this if it were the ocean. There was any sort of like weighted down thing in the ocean, he would have been like, no, I will rip up the letter to my kids because I'm going home.
Yeah. It would be a pass. But speaking of a pass, I mean, Dwight Howard and Carly, they get the montage, and I guess they both did fine because there wasn't much to show.
I know. I was, again, the preview from last week, I mean, they have to make it look like something happens every time. And I'm pretty sure I saw like a clip of like Dwight struggling in the water. And because we had gotten this built up that he, he hates the water, it's not his strength. I thought that he was going to also struggle after Hannah. And then when they showed us a montage with Carly doing it at the same time, I was like, wait a second. They all just did fine. Like, this is what we're doing. We're doing a montage. And they did great. And Billy was so proud of Dwight. He called him the man from Atlantis.
Yeah.
And so that he nailed it.
Yeah. So yeah, good job there.
They love Dwight again. They're really up and down on him.
Yes. Well, that's what drown proofing is, Jenny. Up and down.
Yeah. Well, and here's another question. So I know we've talked at great length about whether these tasks are weighted fairly based on people's physicality.
Oh, I think you meant by your vest. Yeah.
Yes. Well, there is a weighted vest, so that's definitely weighted. But were they moving them to different like lengths of water? Because Dwight has like a foot on these people. So it's like he probably was underwater less than the rest of them because he's just longer as a human.
Yeah, so he only had to jump like 6 inches in the air, is what you're saying?
Listen, I love Dwight Howard. He's been so great. I'm very proud of him. He's done a wonderful job. I'm not trying to minimize him basically, fighting his fears here in the water. But he's taller. Technically, doesn't he have an advantage when the point of the task is you go down to the bottom and then you propel yourself up? The length of the from the top of the water to the bottom, if it's the same for everyone, he has an advantage.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
maybe you should be on staff.
Can you imagine?
Guys, I think that this is not fair.
I should be like the dream team for special forces because I can definitely do all of this stuff. I could let them know it's like, no, this isn't going to be fair, guys. Like I'm like the like equity coordinator of the tasks. It's like,
the fairness judge.
Yeah.
Okay. Now Danny Amendola, he's having an issue with his shoulder.
Yes.
Okay, he
Yeah, his
talked about it
shoulder's
in the
been
start of
messed
the
up.
episode. Shoulders messed up. Talked about the injury, how it's worse mentally, and so I guess it bothers him a little bit, but he's fine, right?
Well, it seems that the issue for him was just the swimming. So, like,
Yeah.
they just make them swim in the weighted vest across at the beginning. It has nothing to do with the task itself. It just is to get them tired first, so that
Mm-hmm.
they're already having a bit more like labored breathing. But the task, their arms are tied in front of them, I think. So his shoulder is like
Yeah,
down during that.
like a sling. Yeah.
Um, that was probably the best thing he could have done for his shoulder at that time, I would think. But I can understand how like the process of like swimming, you're
Mm-hmm.
throwing your shoulder up and you're also weighted. You're in a weighted vest,
Mm-hmm.
as we have mentioned. So
Yeah, there really wasn't that much going on here. They had to like intercut this with Foxy telling like a harrowing tale.
yeah, yeah. Foxy had to be like, okay, well, this didn't actually look that bad, but let me tell you, it's really bad.
Let me tell you about a time that really was bad.
Yeah.
And I was
Because we're not
like a
getting it
whole
here.
mess of nerves.
Yeah.
And then I had to get my composure. Like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
All right. Jenny, we got the staff together after the drown proofing, and for no reason whatsoever, they're like, bring in Hannah Brown.
They're running
What's going
out
on with her?
They're running
We gotta
out of
analyze
things
her. Does
to
she lose her
nitpick.
nerve? Why? Where are you getting that from? Because she did the worst of the challenge. She passed it.
Yeah. No,
I think she's losing her nerve. Get her in
she's losing her
here.
nerve. No, they've continuously said the entire time that it is impressive how good her attitude
Yeah.
is, and the fact that like, you know, she tries the hardest. She keeps going, and
Tactical questioning. Get her in here.
but it's like, you know what? Because she has asthma, she struggled on the
Yeah.
first attempt and needed a second attempt. So
Yes.
maybe she's not trying anymore.
Yeah, and Jenny, I think she has been tactically questioned the most of anybody, and somehow we never heard this story before.
No.
Oh
Well,
my
and
God.
this is how like trauma works. Not as like a trauma specialist, but like I think that, you know, for her, this is something that has impacted her, but she might have not have even really been able to realize how much it has
Mhm.
impacted her. So I actually do think that like this experience has uncovered things for some of these people. I still don't think that it's something that people need to put themselves through just to
Mhm.
you know, face
Yeah.
things in their life. But I believe that you know, there's probably a good reason why this did not come up before, and that she's just finally starting to
Right.
understand it. But it was a pretty intense story.
Intense story. If you didn't watch the episode, Hannah Brown talks about how she had cousins and was it an aunt also
Yes, an aunt.
that were murdered
In their
and then
home.
really affected her family, obviously, and her
Mhm.
dad was very affected. She felt like that her dad was always scared after that. But she says this experience helped her push through. So
Yeah.
maybe, you know, maybe the staff knows what they're doing, Jenny.
I guess. I mean, I'm sure that they are aware that these tests will, you know, cause
Bring some stuff
reflection,
up.
bring some stuff to the surface, you know, similar to bringing their literal self to the surface as they're trying to not be drowned. But I still don't love the way that they like play therapist, because it's like they try to probe all of these like uncomfortable things, and then when people start opening up, they'll be like, or if they're getting emotional or like they're having a hard time like getting something out, they're like, just say it, just speak. Like they're it's like,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, have you ever been to
Spit it out.
therapy? Like
Yeah.
if a therapist is like, get it out, just say it. Like that's not a good attempt. And then also Billy, what a gem he is. He says, so she tells this terrible story, wrecked their family, made her dad so scared. She's lived in fear her entire life, and this course has taught her to push through this fear. What an incredible tale. And not a tale, it's a real story. But Billy goes, that's your past. It's gone.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I'm cured.
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
literal thanks, I'm cured. Like, oh, this is excellent. Thanks, Billy.
Yeah.
I've acknowledged this now, so it's gone. It's the past.
They told her you're more than just an image or a book deal.
Which I felt was like maybe they feel like that's a nice
Hannah Brown have a book.
sentiment. She did. I think she did write a book.
God
But
bless
I
this
felt like
mess.
okay. I think that it was almost kind of insulting because it was like,
Mm-hmm.
has she said to them, like, I feel like I'm only an image or a book deal? Because them saying it almost made me feel like that's what they thought about her. And now
Mm-hmm.
they're like, yeah, actually, there's a little bit more to you than a book deal. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
It's called
Thanks,
God Bless
Billy.
This Mess. And it is all about how she goes on to, it's about the author. I'm trying to find like what the book is about.
I assume it was probably
It was
about
a New
her
York Times
experience on The
bestseller.
Bachelor.
My life was a
Okay.
complete mess, and God bless all of it, because it's in the messes where we learn most, as long as we slow down enough to realize what God is trying to show, or staff.
Yeah, God or staff. As staff are God in this test here. So
Mhm.
um
Her book is
yeah,
about
I
how
guess
uh, true growth doesn't come without strife, and it's through those dark, messy moments that self-acceptance and love can bloom. I don't know. I think she might have like worked some of this stuff out before she went on the show,
already.
and then
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, you guys did it.
I think
Then what's the book
honestly
about?
the immersive experience of being shouted at by men for 10 days
Mhm.
straight. I think that that's maybe like the one thing that she's had to deal with that she maybe wasn't working out before, but yeah, I mean, this is messy. This whole
Yeah.
experience has been very messy. They literally have
Mhm.
to put dirt in their face and their hair.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's literal.
Okay.
Do you think that God is blessing this mess? This mess of a
I don't know if
show.
God is
I
blessing
don't think
special
God cares
forces.
about special
Yeah,
forces.
I don't know. I don't know.
I
Okay.
don't know.
But the book, yeah, as you said, is a big deal. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Well, she's more than that, Rob, so
yeah, but she's more than just the book deal. So,
yeah. And an
congratulations
image.
to Hannah Brown. I wonder if there'll
I
be a
don't know.
sequel after her time on Special Forces.
Well, I mean, as we reported early on in our podcast coverage, when TMZ caught up with her, the things she commented on about special forces, and perhaps she was just trying not to spoil what was to come, but
Mhm.
the first thing that came out of her mouth was Dwight Howard's farting in the
Yep.
bed. So
She's been through it all. God
she's
bless this mess. Yeah.
so she did actually end up getting gassed, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Ultimately. Okay. Next test. All right, everybody. This one was a little bit of a stretch. Okay. We're gonna put the hood on you. We're gonna put you in the shipping container and see what happens.
And see what
We're
happens.
just messing
This
with you.
This pissed me off so much,
Mm,
Rob.
yeah.
This whole
What was
segment, I was
this?
mad. Okay, they explain nothing. This whole experience has been don't do anything until I tell you to. Listen to us, like you obey what we say, like and they set them up for a task.
Hmm.
Um don't give them instructions.
No.
Zip tie. They take them with their little uh bag head thing on the hood or
Hmm.
whatever. I don't know what it is. And when there's also glasses on top of it, have there always been like the little glasses on top
Yeah, I
of
think
it?
so. I think that sort of
Okay.
like holds the bag in place.
Okay. Got to keep it in place. Um, and then they get taken into a shipping container,
Yep.
zip tied to a pole,
That's
their
right.
hands to a
That's
pole,
right. Yep.
and then nothing. They just leave. They just leave them there. And I think it's hot in there. And then
Yep.
we get
It is
explained
the
to
desert.
us.
Yep. Yep.
So in the what are they called? The DS dorm is like their
Hmm.
little like hangout spot,
Yep.
which is a cute name. They watch them on camera and they apparently have 20 minutes to figure out that they can and should free themselves. And it's like so annoying how they're just like they should know that they have to get themselves out of this, and it's like they shouldn't just be expecting instructions. Oh, they're so submissive. It's like this is what you've been asking them
Hmm.
to do the entire time. Like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Like
And they're
Oh,
like, oh, these idiots can't believe it. They're just like they're not even trying. They're not even
yeah.
trying to escape.
In any other scenario, you move, you try to get out of something, you're getting shouted at, you're told massive fail, you like, I didn't tell you to leave. Like you would have gotten you all killed. Like this is exactly what would have happened in any other scenario. Why
They're
are they
messing with
suddenly
them.
stupid now for not for
It
like
was a
thinking that
prank.
maybe they should just stay and wait for instruction
You
or
should have seen
like
the looks on your faces.
or maybe they were expecting, oh, we're in a shipping container. We're going to get freaking gassed again and we're going to have to get out of here. Maybe they were waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
But no, they watched them for almost the whole 20 minutes. And they're calling no one like
Yeah.
they should know that they can communicate with each other and like get themselves out of this.
And then Hannah Brown, she like slips out and she's like,
Yeah.
guys. And like, I don't think that, I don't like, there's nobody in here. And they're like, oh my God, clever girl. Clever
Yes.
girl. She knew the whole time.
Yeah, and
She
she said
knew.
she knew. She was like, "Well, why would they make it so easy for us to get out if we weren't supposed to get out?" But my thought is also they make things difficult for you to get out when you're supposed to get out as well. So it's like
Mhm.
I would have thought, okay, if it's really easy for me to slip myself off of this pole, maybe something is going to happen in here that makes it imminent for me to get out. So I understand thinking, okay, at some point I need to escape this, but waiting for that thing to happen.
Mhm.
So I'm just like so
Like,
annoyed
you
at
don't
the
know if
fact that they
Billy
were
is
like,
standing right behind you, like waiting to
yeah, I'm
yell, like, "What are
terrified.
you doing?
Yeah, and
Fail!"
I'm pretty sure Dwight was like, "We aren't supposed to do this, are we?" And Hannah's like, "No, like why would we stay in here? Like they made it easy
Mhm.
for us to get out." I understand Dwight's rationale here. He's like,
Yeah.
"I have been doing what I've been told this entire time, and when I stray from that, I get absolutely berated. So I'm just waiting for instruction."
So,
No.
I like that they just, like, walked out of the shipping container and went back to
And
their
then just
camp.
went back to camp.
It's like,
That was
"Okay."
it. They didn't even like talk to them and say, Hannah, you had the gumption
Yeah,
to,
because they
you know,
couldn't even explain it.
yeah, because it didn't make sense. This is
Mhm.
stupid, Rob. I
Didn't make
hated this.
sense.
It
Okay.
wasn't even interesting to watch. We were watching people in the dark, and then we were watching people watch people in the dark.
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
is this?
Not
Stupid.
great. Not great. All right. So we're going to work with them on okay, their big mission is coming up and they need to do a cover story. Memorize your cover story. And here's the cover story. And you need to learn it. Jenny, what do we make of this cover story?
Um, I so it's something about like they're there to like protest wolf poaching or something
I
like
think
that.
they're taking part in a celebrity photo shoot.
Of course, that's all celebrities do is photo shoots. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it's something to do with wolf poaching. They're there for a
Yes.
celebrity photo shoot
You would think
to
that it would be natural to make it fox poaching between Foxy and it being on
right.
Fox.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They really missed that. Yeah, something there's an Arabian wolf and they have like they learn all these facts about the wolf
How big is the
because
wolf?
how much does this
Like,
wolf weigh?
you
What
know how
color is it?
involved celebrities get with a cause. They know
Yes,
everything.
they know the whole thing. Like that's the thing is if they're supposed to be truly celebrities in this scenario and like the best thing they could do is just be like, I don't know. My agent told me to come here and take photos. Like
Mhm.
that is convincing. Like, what? Yeah, I believe you. You have no idea what you're doing here, probably.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah.
you need to give me the history of wolf poaching in
Yeah.
like Jordan.
So
Okay.
tell me, Dwight Howard, what just how much like I'm not buying this.
Yeah. Tell me how many like organs the Arabian wolf has. Like, does it have 3 stomachs? Like
Mhm.
I think it only has 1 stomach. Probably
Mhm.
has
Oh my
1
god.
stomach.
Okay. So they have to memorize this like next week when they're tortured. Are they just going to be getting like grilled about the wolf?
I think so. I think that this is like the lead up to the interrogation that takes place next time, and their knowledge is going to be put to the test, and whether they can, it's hilarious how they're like, you need to be excellent actors, and well, anyone that was an actor on this cast is gone. So
and probably weren't excellent. Also,
and they weren't the best
special forces.
Wait, who are the actors that we had on this cast?
Remy.
Beverly Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Remy. Remy is the act. Yeah, Remy's the best actor here, clearly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like they have this like whole story time, and they have like multiple pages of this story. They're probably just excited to have something to do that isn't like physical.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. Has Hannah Brown acted in anything? What do you think?
You checking her IMDb?
Yeah. She's appeared as herself
like
in
a
a bunch of stuff.
cameo on something. I don't know.
It says that she is an actress. She is in she's been in a few different things. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. She was Jordan Davies' love interest in a music video.
Who's Jordan Davies?
I don't know.
Well,
although her birthday is September 24th.
Oh, Libra gang.
Mm-hmm.
She's like very she's beginning Libra gang.
Yep. Okay.
Cool. Love that. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Jordan Davies.
I'm guessing country artist.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. That's a full.
He's no Hunter Force though.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll see if we can find out a little bit more about Jordan Davies. Okay. It is a soccer player named Jordan Davies who's more famous, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I don't think he has a music video.
No, I'm not. Probably not. Okay.
But like, does that count as acting?
Being in a music video? I don't know. Does she have lines?
Probably not, because the lines are the music.
Mm-hmm.
So she's probably just like looking. Oh,
sometimes
she's just
these
an
music
image.
Videos, yeah. Sometimes music videos have like like people acting in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't make them like they used to, Rob.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jenna Lewis was in an Eminem video.
Oh yeah, I did know that. Actually, I've seen this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember the days when people on Survivor were getting into music videos and movies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It happened. Okay. So then, all right. Are we ready for the final phase of selection?
I'm not, but yeah. I guess so.
Okay, because it's like everybody is like hanging out, and then just like the camp is getting bombed.
Yeah, so they know that
simulated attack.
Yeah, like they go to bed, but they know like something's happening soon. They're like they're going to bed. They say goodnight. Carly says, "Even my butthole is stressed out."
Yeah.
Which
oh my god,
I think that means she's just clenching it.
That might be from the food. Yeah.
It also could be from the food. The expired bean salad.
Yes.
Yeah. Dwight says, if we survive this, no more corned beef hash, no more rotten bananas.
Do you have the rotten bananas?
I guess maybe the bananas are just not holding up well in the heat. Corned beef hash, is that like terrible?
I don't know. So what is it? It's just sort of like corned beef and like potatoes. Some egg whites. I don't really. Isn't it like an
egg scramble? Yeah.
Yeah. Looks okay. Looks okay from the pictures I'm looking at, but maybe they don't make it so great.
I think that some people probably loved corned beef hash, but it seems the problem with the food there that they discussed is that there's no seasoning. Nothing is seasoned. Nothing tastes like anything.
Celebrities.
Hannah said that if she shut her eyes, she wouldn't know what she was eating.
Okay, that sounds fine.
Honestly, it's probably better to shut your eyes because none of it looks appetizing.
Okay, so all right, everybody, stand to. All right, that people are coming to kill you.
Camp.
Find the agents for safe passage. We have Team Bravo and Team Alpha. Team Bravo is Danny and Hannah. Team Alpha is Carly and Dwight Howard. Now, I would have thought Team Bravo would have been my pick to do better, but actually, Team Bravo actually does not do such a good job, and Carly and Dwight are a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, it was wild. I definitely saw, and I was like, are these fair teams? Um, because Hannah has kind of been like this breakout star of like the unexpected leader and like the hero. Like she led them out of the storage container. She knew. She's been testing herself, and Danny has not failed a single thing, pretty much. And we've been getting a lot more stories of like Dwight and Carly not being very good, or not living up to the expectations of them. So I'm like, oh, this is a little dicey. I will say I loved Dwight during this
Oh, wow.
whole thing.
Even though he got injured.
Well, I didn't love him getting injured, but he like had this kind of calm, like I find like in stressful situations, I love this is like such terrible gender role bullshit, but like I love when I'm in like a stressful situation and a man is like, we got this. I got this. Like, and is like a calming force for, like that I love. And he, like when they were running, he kept on going like, come on, baby girl. He kept calling her baby girl. I don't know why. I loved that too. Like it felt tender, but like also like, leadership. And he just like, I don't know. He just was like, I thought they were going to be a hot mess.
Yeah. I recently I used baby girl at my house.
Oh no.
And my wife did not like it.
No, she didn't like that.
She's like, do not ever say that again.
I think it depends the context. Like, I don't know. I've noticed him say this before too. I don't know who he said it to in a previous episode, but it's like there's something very endearing about like when he calls women baby girl. I don't know why. It was very endearing to me. And I just felt like they were like working really well together. But like Carly took the lead because like Carly seems to understand like the compass and map part a lot more. But
and
like,
the part of like stay near the rock and don't just run out into the desert.
Yeah, which is Danny and Hannah did not figure that part out. But
Jenny, overall, did you like this? Like, because I kind of felt like that there was like at least like some action going on here. Like I like that they incorporated the map and where people were.
They had to teach them how to use a compass and a map. Back at the camp before they even started this, because like Rudy showed up and he's like, okay, God, you guys don't know how to do anything. So yeah, they're using the compass. They have like 2 different rendezvous points they have to get to where they get like
there's like a guy weird sitting on the ground, like
it literally
what's this, the Amazing Race. What are you doing?
There was something like very Amazing Race about this, like checkpoints, but instead of like, oh, there's like you're in a wacky market, it's like there's bombs.
But there literally was like a guy sitting on the floor in the desert that like hands them like a clue.
Yeah, he's just sitting there, and like they tried to talk to him, and he's just like, don't talk to me.
Go.
You have to go. You're gonna get captured no matter whether you do well or not.
Yeah, but the hunter force is closing in and Billy is leading the charge on the hunter force. They have dogs also. I thought the dogs were overkill.
Yeah. Did the dogs like scare you, or is it just like, do you think you just didn't feel like the dogs were necessary?
I didn't get scared of the dogs, but I kind of feel like that they could have found them without like sending like attack dogs to go look for them.
I think it was just like to give the full experience. Like I personally would be more stressed out about like the airstrikes and the guns. That part would be a little bit more terrifying
them with helicopters
than the dogs barking. I don't know. I guess it would really suck if a dog attacked you, obviously.
Sure.
But I would personally just feel more stress from like the flares and the airstriking.
But Billy has like trucks and dogs and like helicopters,
planes, trains, and automobiles.
He didn't need all this stuff. Like he could have found them on like a Segway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're on the desert, and there's like rocks, and so Team Alpha, Dwight and Carly, figure out the right strategy in using the rock face as like shadow to cover.
Well, did they? Because then ultimately they get captured anyway.
but Danny and Hannah got captured while still just traversing the desert.
Mm-hmm.
These two made it through both rendezvous points, which is just such a weird name, rendezvous point. But
Mm-hmm.
and then they get to the truck, which I believe was the final destination, and they get into the back of the bed of the truck, which is where they're supposed to hide, and then they still get captured.
Yeah.
So I think that they still did everything correctly.
Yeah.
It's just like they were gonna get captured no matter what.
We need you to get captured for the
Sorry. We need to hear you guys recite the story of the wolf.
Okay. It's your destiny. All right.
This is your destiny.
Okay. And then that's basically Special Forces Hour 9, Day 9.
Yeah. Yeah. We're about to enter the final 12 hours of selection.
Yeah.
Which, based on the previews for next week, lots of yelling. This is gonna be Hannah's like toughest test, truly, because, like, you know, as she's outlined before, she does not like being yelled at by men.
I really don't like being tortured.
Like it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of torture either. It's like up there with like not breathing. Like,
and I don't want to yuck anybody's yum also, if that's your thing. Like, I love that for you, but I don't like it.
I don't think that people should be tortured.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that that's something that needs to happen. And I certainly don't want to be tortured.
If somebody's thing is being tortured, should they be tortured?
No, because if that's their thing, and the point is to make it difficult for them, test them.
But would it be torturing them to not torture them?
That is a question I am not equipped to answer. I don't know. I don't know.
So if one desires to be tortured, is the ultimate way to torture them to not torture them? Is it
just the opposite? Yeah. It's just like, or like get like tease the idea of torture and then
maybe torture
take
tomorrow.
Away.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's like torture edging. It's like,
yeah,
no.
all very connected. Okay. All right. Jenny, anything else you want to say about Special Forces?
Oh boy. Yeah, this was a really tough episode for me to watch because I hate like gunshot noises.
Sure.
I don't like Phil and I can't even watch a movie. Like, if he wants to go to a movie or watch a movie, he has to vet it first. He has to like figure out if there's like guns of any kind in it, because I do not respond well to it. I don't like it. So this was my toughest test this episode.
Well, Jenny, thank you for your commitment to the series.
Listen, I am a committed woman. I will do this for you.
There may be a lot of gunplay on Farmer Wants a Wife, but
I hope I don't hear the guns. Like, they're just in a holster, maybe.
Yeah, like a lot of people walking around with guns. Yeah.
I'm not a big horse person either. I'm not like afraid of horses. I just like, I don't know. Yeah. I'm not a horse lady, but I'm not like triggered by horses the way I am with like actual like gunfire.
I think that was the Lone Ranger's horse was Trigger.
Oh, okay. So that's the name. That's a good name for a horse, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a difficult episode, and
that was Silver. Sorry.
Who's Trigger then?
I think there's got to be a horse named Trigger.
You made up a horse named Trigger?
That's like a famous horse name.
Okay.
Let's see.
It? Trigger the horse.
Yeah, Roy Rogers' horse is named Trigger. Okay.
It's a famous.
There you go.
Made famous in American Western films with his owner and rider.
Okay.
Roy Rogers.
I got the name of the guy wrong, but I got the name of the horse right.
Yeah. And that's what's important here. Yeah, so we went from one terribly triggering episode for me with the guns and the terror. And next week it's going to be just yelling. Just men yelling. Can't wait. Love it.
All right, Jenny, what's coming up for you?
Well, today, on the day that we are recording this, I don't know when this is going to be posted. I'm currently doing, hopefully today, I am doing the Instagram takeover on Grams today. So I'll be on there today and chatting in between doing other things. So if you have any questions about anything related to Special Forces or anything at all, because I don't know that much about special forces. I've been watching this show. I have been studying this show and I still don't really know what's going on. It's a big question to me. But yeah, I'll be over there. So check that out. And if it's past the day, then maybe, I don't know, are we saving those? I'm not sure. Maybe you'll be able to go back and see the things that I talked about on the Instagrams. And then later this evening, Rob, we're getting together again. We're going to play some Jackbox games tonight.
Yeah.
So if it's not tonight yet, watch that. And if it's past tonight and you missed it, go to YouTube and watch it, because we did it. And it was great, I'm sure.
It's always fun when we get together for these games with all the podcasters and some Survivor friends. So that'll be fun up on our Twitch channel and up on YouTube. Plus, I also finished out another season of Tough as Nails as we watched the Tough as Nails season 4 finale. So check that out as well at robhasawebsite.com. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back with the finale of Special Forces World's Toughest Test next time. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.